Okay, so next up we have Christopher Gronski, finance expert, destination freedom. But you are a finance expert.
I'm working on my own finance expert.
Okay. Come on up, Christopher. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I'm really great to be here. I'm so thankful to be a part of this experiment and this project. My name is Christopher Gronski. I live in New Hampshire. Live free or die, you know. And I love New Hampshire. I love it for that reason. I know about 100 people in the legislature in New Hampshire. I think it's a great place to be. But when I found out that there was an opportunity to be a part of creating a new nation that was based in liberty and freedom, who wouldn't want to be a part of that exciting event? And it was, I think it was about 6 years ago or so in Acapulco that I met Vit, and that was exciting. And one of the things that I told him at the time was what I do for my work, and that is I help Americans worldwide eliminate, not lower, eliminate their income tax liability. So they don't have an income tax liability, starting with the federal government. If they don't have a federal income tax liability, then they won't have a state income tax liability either. And I wanted to make sure that this project would create a government that would only secure rights. So that's what I do, and it gives me great joy. And we have no clients. I've been doing this for about 25 years. We have no clients dealing with the IRS, okay? And so now we have a lot of clients that we're dealing and are dealing with the IRS that we help, but none of our clients that have done our processes and things are having trouble with the IRS. Now, in America, what a lot of people don't know is there are two types of citizens in the United States. There are federal citizens, which is based in the 14th Amendment, and then there are citizens of their state, which is based in habitation and domicile. And so because Americans don't know about that concept, they fill out forms like federal citizens and creating their own income tax liability. So we just make those changes. I've been doing work with, since 2001 with the State Department of the United States, changing people's citizenship from a federal citizenship to a state citizen so they no longer have an income tax liability. Because we agree with the IRS that all U.S. citizens, regardless of where you live, have an income tax liability, and resident aliens. But if you don't know, if you've never looked up the definitions and terms in the tax code, then you really don't know what you're swearing under penalty of perjury is true and correct. You are causing your own trouble, and you don't have to do that anymore. So I have a presentation that I'm not going to share today. If you want to watch that presentation, I did this talk at an Acapulco, and so you can go online and watch that. And of course, I would love to talk with you personally, and you can go to destinationfreedom.org and learn about what it is we do. We have classes and workshops and stuff. We do paperwork for clients. We do all this legal work for them. And then, so it's really quite a joy to do that. But being part of this project, now I'm in the process of becoming a citizen. I started some of that paperwork, but you know, just in the busyness of everything, I hadn't completed the process. So when and if that I can complete that process, then I will be. It's going to be a joy to be a citizen of Liberland. But what I was going to do was, for any of those Americans that are part of this project, and anyone in the future that comes on to the Liberland project, we're going to donate to Liberland a percentage of that money that we have our clients pay us for the process, and we're going to give that to Liberland. That's one of the commitments that I'm making here, and. But what I wanted to say today was that we don't have to, let me say that like this, is that one of the things I've learned from history, you know, the thing they say about history is that if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it again, right? And so one of the things I've learned from history is that people don't learn from history. And that's unfortunate. So the likeliness that you and the people of Liberland will learn from history is rare. It's going to require more of you responsible to not to trust your government to make sure, that you get good people in government, that they're going to take care of it so I can just live my life like the way most people do in their own in their own countries that they come from, but that you'll be knowledgeable about what liberty and freedom is. What I say to my clients is it's more important for you to understand principles of liberty and freedom than statute and code, okay? Don't look for your government to do anything for you, okay? And so one of the things I look at is there's two documents that I promote and that I suggest that you take a look at. One is the Declaration of Independence. So you don't have to rediscover the wheel. You can look at how they separated from their government. Now, Liberland's not in that place. But if you've never read the Declaration of Independence, then you owe it to yourself to read that, because as it says in the beginning of that, it says, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. And on some level, we're separating from these governments that are tyrannical and controlling, and we're looking to come up with something new and better, something that's going to secure rights. Now, the rest of that many of you know, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving the just powers from the consent of the governed. So it says in there that the only purpose of government, listen to what I'm going to say here, the only purpose of government is to secure rights and no other. Bravo. There's not some good thing that we can do for all the people. Because if you do not understand the difference between rights and privileges, then you will bring on a tyrannical government to give you something from the rest of the people on some level. The people can do things, but government, the only purpose of government is to secure rights. So my commitment to this project would be make sure that this new government would only secure rights and no other, okay? And so that's what a just government is. A government that does something else is not a just government. So that's what I want to be a part of that. And so, so my commitment is to help finance, to give towards Liberland with the work that I do, with helping Americans that are part of this project come out of that, free up 25 to 30% of their income. Imagine people having cryptocurrency and not having an income tax liability. I know it's hard for your brain to work that out if you're an American. It's difficult. You're like, yeah, right. I've heard it for years. I agree with the IRS, and if you could see the matrix, it'll change you, and you'll understand that better. And the other thing that in listening to all these talks, that I want to do is, if I become, I'd like to be a citizen of Liberland, and if Liberland will have me and I'll become a citizen, then I want to just declare that I would like to run as a representative of some of the people of Liberland and be a part of that, because I think you need people who are fiercely passionate about securing rights, and that's my commitment to this project. So thank you so much.
Wow. So Christopher is making a commitment to help Americans stop paying U.S. taxes. I might take you up on your offer, Christopher.